Well, it's nice to see you again. My motto. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make I just ate dinner. So I eat one meal a day, have for over 25 years. 25 years. 5 years. Mine is 20. So over 5 years, I've eaten one meal a day. But with my meal, sometimes I'll eat my dessert before my meal after 5 o'clock, and sometimes after. I'm not picky. I'm the boss. I choose. I'm not like stringent. I am stringent though of eating any calories before 5. That is a red line for me. But after 5, nah. It's all free reign. So I've got strawberries. So this is my strawberries. Now this stuff here, all this stuff here is from my garden. Now, there's these folks that build gardens on the rooftops, man. I got some podcasts about strawberry runners made out of pallets. So I took some pallets, broke them down, made garden strips, planters, really long. They're so heavy, man. I think some of them weighed like, I don't know, I might exaggerate it, 200, 150 pounds, maybe more. There was one in the backyard, I can't pick it up. It's still sitting there. I want to move it to the front. So you can grow gardens on your roof. You know, just a little imagination and build some sort of structure. You just walk right up, walk right down, sit right down, baby, put your hair hanging out. So all these things here I grew from my yard, and I freeze them. I freeze them when they're coming on. I eat what I can and then freeze the excess. And I eat them all winter. And here it is April, and I have way more than I can finish. So what I got is I got grapes. That produces about a couple 100 pounds of grapes, my vine. Strawberries, I got more. Oh yeah, lots of strawberries. I got a couple 100 raspberry plants. So these are all raspberries. I found out a way how to keep them whole, because once I freeze them and I take them off this thing that I freeze them on, they break up like that. But I found a way to to make so that they stay looking like that. Anyway, so here what I do is I take the blackberries from my backyard, some of them, and I'll puree them so that they're ready to go in whatever thing I want to do. Maybe I want to make a mint blackberry tea, so I grab one of these, throw it in my mint tea, and I got blackberry mint tea. All kinds of stuff like that, and then lots of peaches from my garden. Yeah, it's like some years my peach tree would produce like, whoa, and other years I'm going, what? The squirrels got all that we had. Yeah, it's like, and so last year it was a bumper crop. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these in a container and I'm going to microwave them so that they're tender, so that they get kind of soft. So I'll just yeah. So I'll just put all this stuff in here, right? And I'll melt that down. Now, in the meantime, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be prepping some things that are going to go on top, right? So what's going to go on top? Well, I'll tell you. Here's what's going to go on top. So what I do is I take some dark, the darkest you can get without having to pay 2 arms, 2 legs, and your neighbor's 2 arms and 2 legs. So this is 50% cocoa chocolate, and the rest is soy. I don't mind soy. Soy's actually good for you. So yeah, I investigated the ingredients, and I'm okay with that. And then, so this is like my topping, right? So this is going to go on top of my fruit, what I'm about to do. And then I got chopped up almonds, unmolested, just from the field. They chop it through, and they send it to the stores from the field. And then same thing with my, all my nuts are field nuts. They're not salted, they're not flavored, they taste bland, but because of what I do with them, they're not bland, right? And also I sprinkle on some nuts. So I buy these in a big box. There's a 25-pound box from the farm. I buy these things in big bulks. So same thing with my chocolate. I buy I don't buy, I buy the whole box. I think it was like $160 for the last one I bought. Same. That's how I buy most of my nuts. Get them in bulk. Still boxes from the farms before the stores break it down and put it in whatever. And so, also a little tidbit. So I know this ain't part of the equation, but I planted a bunch of, I started a bunch of snow peas and regular peas, and I noticed that a whole bunch of, they weren't sprouted this morning, because I planted the ones that sprouted. All of my snow peas, they sprouted in 2 days doing this process. And all my snow peas I put in the ground today, because they all sprouted. And so the snow peas sprouted in 2 days. Isn't that just crazy? 2 days. And so I also got some broccoli sprouts. You can see how they're sprouting. In fact, if it moves around, I should probably give them some water. And they got the little stringy. It's turning into sprouts. It's sprouting. And so, yeah, I'll probably be able to put the rest of these regular green peas in the ground tomorrow. They come along pretty good today, this afternoon. And so all this stuff. So what I do here is I will take the chocolate. This is kind of cool. Kind of cool. So not much. I don't use much. So this is all I use. Right? It's not much. So I'll take it in a little jar or something. For something flat, but that's okay. I'm gonna put a little bit more. That's really tiny now. So I'm gonna add a little bit more, just that much, so you can see. Just barely covers the bottom of the jar. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of the sauce from all those berries and stuff that you saw that I put in the microwave. I'm gonna take some of the sauce and I'm going to put it in here. And then I'm going to stir it up, and I'm going to make it thick and creamy, because that sauce is going to, this sauce right here, let me see how much I got. Oh, I ain't got much. It's blackberry, raspberry juice. So I'll just take a little bit of that, and I'll stick only that in the microwave, just to thaw the chocolate. Oh. Woo! That is highly flavorful. I gave it a little test right before I tasted this. I tasted this. My microwave's coming alive. I tasted this right before I put it in the microwave. Woo! Oh my gosh, the flavors were just stunning. Stunning. You know what I'm saying? Just stunning. And so, now, I've never made this exact combination. What I like to do is I like to vary everything. My spice combinations when I fix dinner, I like to change things all up. I don't want to eat like oatmeal every day. I only eat one meal a day, so when I do it, I make the best of it, right? I not every time, not all the time, but I'll go out of my way to really make a really flavorful dinner. And so, ooh, that's hot. That's what I wanted. So I will take this chocolate and I will stir this chocolate until it becomes creamy, along with that blackberry juice, raspberry juice, peach juice. And now it's about, pretty creamy there. So what I'll do here is I am going to take a little blender. Now it's going to get a little bit noisy in here, but just a little bit noisy, not much. But because I have tinnitus, I put in earplugs. I was running a power sprayer for hours today. I made a podcast of that. That's going to go in tonight. Before and after what I did in my front yard. Yeah, it looks a little different. And so then I take something like this and I just kind of let it down. It doesn't need to be like creamy. I just want to break up the big chunks of peaches. And that's it. That's all. You know, just wham bam, all done. Whew. Dang, that's good. And so now what I'm going to do is I've got my chocolate. Oh, that's hot. Don't do that at home, boys and girls. that was a little bit toasty on the tongue. So what I'll do is I'll take some peanuts and just a palm or so. Just not much, right? Just a palm. And just kind of sprinkle some nuts on there. And same thing with the almonds. Not much, just a sprinkle. Just, you know, just enough to give it that texture and flavor. And same thing with the sunflower seeds, unmolested. They're not salted, so I know I used to love salted, but I don't get them salted. I add my own flavors nowadays. And so now what I'm going to do is I am going to just kind of sprinkle this chocolate on top of my mixture. All right. I think I'm going to have to use something different next time. Probably get a little more watery. Probably. That was I want my chocolate a little bit runny. But for tonight, my tummy don't care. It's just my tummy's just looking forward. Not very sweet. It tastes I wouldn't say this chocolate. I wouldn't say it tastes chalky. It just has a kind of a bland flavor. And then what I'll do is I'll just take some. Just tonight, I usually don't. I've never made this like this before. I'm kind of making it as I'm going. Things are just popping in my head. And so this is going to be my dessert for tonight. I don't know if this phone come on down here. There you go. My dessert for tonight. Now you please subscribe. I do all kinds of stuff. So what I'm doing here is just setting a perception of how because you can make all kinds of stuff, right? Think about what do I got? I got something in the fridge. I got something in the cabinet. What can I do to combine those things? And that's how I do every day. I say, what do I got left in the freezer? What do I got? And I just sometimes I'll have a mindset of what I'm going to do, and I'll start getting all that stuff out and whatever, and all of a sudden I just change my mind. I go a totally different direction. I go from making garden tomato soup to something else, stir fryer. Right in the middle of the stream, I just change my mind, right? And that's okay. Change your mind. Go with your own flow, you know? That's how I go. Yo. And so, all right. Please subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell, and keep this party going. I got so many things coming out. So if you want to watch, I just made some podcasts about microgreens. You can do the same system with many different kinds of seeds, so they can germinate in a couple of days, and you plant them instead of putting them in trays and it's been 2 weeks and nothing's come up. I don't play that no more. If it don't come up in my jar, it don't go into my garden. It don't go anywhere. It goes down the drain. It's like, you show me that you're alive, or you show me you're going to do something, or this party's over. So, yeah, I choose to start all my stuff, seeds now, in the house, under a consistent temperature of 60-something degrees. and it seems to work out really, really well. I'm really happy with the outcome. You know, I go out there every week or a few days or something when I plant something in the ground, and, oh, nothing. Go out again, nothing. That's because what happens a lot of times is right when they start germinating, bugs and microbes, they'll eat your seeds just as they start germinating. But if you give them that nice, healthy, quick start, they can actually start getting their roots going, making some protective shell a little bit around them, and defend themselves a little bit from the other microbes that want to eat them when they're just starting. Sometimes they'll get eaten by microbes. Once the shell gets soft, they'll get eaten by microbes and fungi and other things like that before the root even comes out. So, yeah. So I try to start everything in the house. I started in a jar. Start my broccoli. Start it in a jar. Like I can take this broccoli now, and I can go plant some broccoli anywhere I want to go plant broccoli. I got hundreds of seeds in here. I can plant broccoli. I got black broccoli that. That's how I grew my broccoli last year. I was doing microgreens. I said, they already started right there. I went and I put them in the ground. Got broccoli. Right? All right. Subscribe. Thumbs up. Hope your life is well.